In today's Madden 24 video, I'm going to break down the top 3 secrets to playing elite man coverage defense that the pros don't want you to know. Now, if you've ever got matched up against a pro player or a really good player, you've probably seen that their man coverage is way better than yours. Why is that? Well, I'm about to reveal to you the secrets now so you can play elite man coverage as well. YouTube, what is up? It is your boy Duke, back here from sportsgamers.com, and in today's video, I'm going to take your man coverage to the next level. There's a lot of stuff about man coverage that most players just don't know, and it's the reason and difference why you might run man coverage and get beat for a touchdown, then another player could run man coverage in you and lock you up. So in this video, I'm going to focus on 3 main things. Number 1. Did you know that certain formations and plays actually play man coverage way better than others? This is definitely true, and we're going to break down why and what formation and plays are the best. The second, abilities player personnel. Yes, to maximize man coverage, you will need to use the proper abilities and personnel. Otherwise, it's not going to work nearly as well. And lastly, advanced shading rules. A lot of people don't even know the tricks that you can use with shading to take your man coverage from like above average to elite. I would say shading overall is the biggest skill gap in man coverage, and I'm going to show you guys the best way to do it. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I want to break down, like I said, is going to be the basically best plays and formations to run man coverage out of, as well as my coaching adjustments. Now, I'm in the multiple defensive playbook. Technically, you could apply what I'm showing to other formations and plays, but I think that the 3-3 Cubs, specifically to play the Mike Blitz Zero, has the best man coverage in the game. Now, everybody is running this right now, it seems, online. Why are they running it? Well, there's actually a reason to it, and I'm going to explain it. The first thing I need to show you guys is the proper coaching adjustments to use. You want to have auto flip on, and you want alignment on default. You also want conservative option, and you want match on. And the reason why you want match on is if you run into somebody that has an unbumpable route, you actually can use the match coverage to throw out a little bit of zone and press from zone. But we're really going to be focusing on, like I said, 99% of the time playing man. Now, you guys can see, like, I don't have anything crazy set up here as far as personnel. This is just my stock lineup. But the corners and safeties are actually important. Now, why is it that this formation has better man coverage than others? It's really 2 main reasons. It's the positioning and alignment of the corners and the safeties out of this cover 0 blitz. Now, the 2 main defenses a lot of people are running right now are going to be Spinner and the Mike Blitz Zero. Mike Blitz Zero is 100 times better, and this ties into point number 1, why the 3-3 Cub has the best man coverage. Once I explain this, I'll explain the abilities to use and then the shading trick that's going to take your defense up to the next level. And if you want more Madden 24 content like this, I will be doing content for college football and Madden 25 as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop me a like, comment on the video. If I get to 500 likes on this video, I will post my secrets for zone and match coverage as well. Okay? So, here is why this defense is better than Dollar or any other man coverage out there. You'll see that when you press, and I'll show you guys the difference in Dollar, it's just a huge difference. Look at the way the corners are aligned versus the safeties. So you get a jam, a press animation on every single one of the receivers. All 3 of the receivers are getting pressed with a DB line directly over the top. Then look at the safeties. The safeties are lined up about 8 to 9 yards off the line of scrimmage. This is huge because they're not going to get beat as badly or really at all like they would out of other formations like Dollar because of the way they're aligned. A lot of people will try to attack you with tight end corner outs or posts. Guys, this formation allows you to lock that up with the way the safeties are positioned. Another huge key to this, which is like a super under the radar tip, is this formation actually with Mike Blitz Zero, you have the outside linebackers blitzing, but if someone's killing you with the tight end, you can actually man up the tight end with one of the outside linebackers. Why is this important? Well, we just got a Derek Thomas outside linebacker that has like bottleneck and universal coverage. So if a tight end is killing you, you can literally man him up with an outside linebacker, the Derek Thomas card specifically, and you'll get way better coverage. That's not something you can do out of Dollar. So again, look at how when I come out of this formation, in the 3-3 Cub, Mike Blitz 0, when I press, all these DBs are pressed, and then the safeties are like 8 or 9 yards into the box. And that's important, guys, because look at the difference in dollar. So I'm going to come out in dollar now. I want you guys to see. I want you guys to see the huge, huge difference. And I'm coming out of the same formation. I'm just coming out in dollar on defense. So I'm going to go ahead and press, and notice this. Notice how that now, there's two main problems. The first main problem is only 2 of the receivers are getting pressed. The slot receiver is not getting pressed. He is matched up with the safety, and also the running back is unguarded. Do you want to become a better Madden player and win more games? If so, check out my premium Madden strategy website, sportsgamers.com. I have built sportsgamers.com to provide you with the best Madden tips, best Madden ebooks and schemes, all from the pros at the lowest price possible. I have helped thousands upon thousands of Madden players improve their games, and I can help you as well. Our VIP Madden membership is our best offer yet. This membership will include all of our Madden ebooks all year long and hundreds of weekly Madden Vault tip updates to keep you ahead of the game. Click the link in the description and use coupon code DUKE for 10% off your order. So now, as my user, unless I'm going to man him up, I have to watch him. Also, look at this safety. This safety is lined up a full 10 yards off the ball. He's deeper. He's deeper, and his positioning is off. This allows the tight end to just cook on mini routes, drags, posts, corners. Honestly, the tight end kills dollar. The tight end does not kill the 3-3 Cub. So that is the biggest difference. You get way better presses, and you get better alignment by the safeties, just better alignment overall, and then the audible game is not going to affect you. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, Duke, what abilities do I need to be running to maximize this scheme? It's honestly simple. For your safeties, you need 2 universal coverages. That Jackson comp pass card that just came out probably should be on your field as a safety because, he gets universal coverage, reinforcement, avalanche, pick artist. But universal coverage is the only must right now. I have Wilson and Neal. They both get universal coverage. But for your slot corner and your 2 outside corners, you need bottleneck and universal coverage. So that's why you guys can see I have Revis, Asante Samuel, and Ward. Ward gets the charge up universal coverage. You could replace him with Tatum if you wanted to. Tatum gets bottleneck and universal coverage. Only problem with Tatum is he's 5'10", 98 speed. So if you boost him to 99, that's cool. But he's still 5'10", and I have noticed with Samuel and Ward, they're 5'11", and sometimes they're a little short to me. So Ward, he's 6'1", I believe. I don't think I want to downgrade the height just because with the universal coverage charge up and persistent, it's on 90+% of the game. But that is something you could do. And honestly, you probably want bench press as well if you can fit it in. I have bench press on Ward and Revis, not on Samuel. Bench press is going to give increased fatigue to the receivers when you get a good press animation. You basically align that with universal and bottleneck, and you're good to go. Now, I need to tell you guys that Samuel actually gets reinforcement and 1 step ahead. Reinforcement is every KO. 1 step ahead is better coverage in man. So it's basically the same thing as having universal coverage in man, but if you're in zone, he'll still get the KOs. He just won't get as many he won't get a better reaction time. That's why Samuel's a really good corner for man. If you're in zone, again, Tatum probably would be better because he literally does get universal coverage, okay? So that's the lineup. Now, the most important part of this is the shading, guys, and the shading is huge. So first of all, the base setup to this that's going to make this go is to shift your D-line away from the tight end and crash them out. You're going to take your user, stand right over the center. So the first thing I want to note about this is if they don't block the running back, they're going to get sacked immediately. So knowing that, most of the time I'm just going to go ahead and shade my coverage underneath. To do this, you hit triangle, you hit down on the right stick, and that's going to shade them underneath, and then I'm going to put the safety over the top. By doing this, I can get the more aggressive man coverage. Shading down makes your man defenders play more aggressive, jump underneath routes better, especially with bottleneck and universal. They're going to go crazy. Then, with the safety over the top, you don't even have to worry about any sort of fluky beat presses. Now, if the running back does go out, that's on you. So, hey, he goes out, I'm going to go guard him. But the thing is, if he goes out, they're most likely going to get sacked pretty quickly there. So most of the time they won't even send him out, but that's how I'm completely fine with allowing, just like that. See how quickly he got sacked? Allowing them to have the running back unguarded, because I know if they do send him out, they are going to get sacked super fast, and I will just run and guard the running back for the 1 or 2 split seconds I need to. But if you guys see here, the shaded down man with the 3-3 cub and these abilities, I mean, dude, nobody literally even got off the line into their route by the time they're getting sacked by 2 people. You can see what I mean here, though. The really only threat here, because the receivers are getting jammed so much, would be the tight end and the running back if he goes out. But since we guard the running back, really only the tight end. So that's going to get into the more advanced shading, which I'm going to explain now. So let's say that they do block the running back. So the biggest thing about shading that most people don't know is you can actually shade 2 ways at once. You can shade down to get the more aggressive, and then you can either shade inside or outside and on top of shading down. So we hit coverage audible, which is triangle or Y, and then down on the right stick to shade underneath, and then we shade triangle or Y, and then either left or right on the right stick to shade inside or outside. So say they're hitting me with crossers, post drags, or they're trying to, I'm gonna shade underneath, and then inside. Say they're trying to hit me with corner routes, I'm probably going to shade outside. Now, what I do 9 times out of 10, which I think is the best, is I shade down into the inside. The reason for this is with the bottlenecks universal coverages, it's very hard to get open on corner routes, period. So, more times than not, I'm worried about quick slants, drags, crossers over the middle. So I think this combo is better. Now, if they do block the running back, as you guys can see here, they will be able to slow the blitz down sometimes. But again, the coverage is so locked down here, there's nothing open, and when they block the running back, you're allowed the free roam. And knowing that the only player that's getting off the jam is the tight end, look, we'll take the tight end and help. But again, look at how this universal coverage plays this so good on the break. He's making the break for him. If you throw that, that's a pick. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is, did you guys actually know that you can shade players individually? This is probably the biggest skill gap when it comes to man coverage, is individual shading. So let's say that, somebody's running, let's go something like this, like verticals, right? So say somebody is running a play like verticals that has a lot of, crossing routes, slants, post, drags, whatever, over the middle. Obviously, the shading to the inside is good. You're still going to want to do that, right? You're going to want to shade down into the inside. So I'm going to shade underneath and inside. But what if you notice there's one player that they are sending on maybe a corner route, a whip route, an out route? Guys, on top of shading 2 ways at once, down and inside or out, in this case I did down and inside, you also could shade individually. So let's say that I know that there's one player that they keep putting on a corner route, but I still want to shade down into the inside. This is where the individual shading comes into play. You can individually shade a player either left or right, which is absolutely huge. And this is something that most players don't even know exists. So say I want to notice that the tight end is always on a corner route, but I shade it down into the inside. Well, or I think the tight end will be on the corner route. Well, all I have to do is hit coverage audible triangle or Y, the individual button. As you guys can see, once you hit that, the individual button pops up on the menu in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. For me, that's X. Then the icon of the player we want to individually shade. In this case, the tight end is X for Evan Ingram. Now you either hit left or to the right on the right analog stick to get a shade left or right. In this case, if they are going to run a corner route, I obviously want to shade to the right, so I'll shade right here. So I want you guys to watch how my safety, Neil, is going to play the corner route run by Evan Ingram. Now, Evan Ingram is probably the best tight end in the game as far as receiving goes. I don't think there's any debate. And you're going to notice that he gets played very well. There's not really any separation there. The fact that you can individually shade players takes your whole defense to the next level because, yes, while in general shading down and to the inside is the best, a tight end corner out will beat that. So the fact that you can shade down and inside and then shade your tight end, if they're running corner outs to the outside, there's literally nothing that you can do that's going to beat it. And the beauty of this is even if the tight end does go over the middle of the field, if I guess wrong, remember, your user is over the middle of the field. I'm sitting right over the center. I'm just taking a step forward to allow that pressure to come in like that, even with the blocked running back. But let's say the tight end heads over the middle of the field. I'm right there waiting. I have the help over the middle, so that's why I don't mind shading the tight end to the outside, knowing that he's the only guy that can get a free release to even run a corner route. Guys, this man coverage right now is so deadly. I highly recommend everybody get into practice mode to get comfortable with the individual shading, the adjustments, and just running 3-3 cub in general. Again, the lineup I'm running on defense is not that hard to duplicate. Again, all you really need is the 2 universal coverage safeties and then the universal coverage bottlenecks on your outside corner and nickel back as well. Many options I broke down in this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you show the love and support by smashing that like button. Until next time, it's your boy Duke, and I'm out of here.